What's up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here, and today I'm going to tell you the tale of a man reborn. A man whose passion in life would guide his undead form beyond death. That's right, in this video, we'll be exploring the lore of the Scarecrow in Dead Cells. We will attempt to explain the Scarecrow's origins and purpose in the overall narrative. Prepare yourself as I plant the seeds of truth deep within your mind. So without further ado, let's get started. The Scarecrow is an undead gardener that toils endlessly in the ruins of the mausoleum. Before he was forever changed by the devastating effects of the malaise, the Scarecrow was a man known as the Royal Gardener. As his name implies, he was once in charge of tending to the plant life of the Arboretum and was renowned as a famous botanist. Interestingly enough, it seems that the Royal Gardener was tending to more than just flowers in his time as a man. In fact, a certain lore room located in the Arboretum heavily implies that the Royal Gardener was having a secret affair with the newly introduced Queen, as, quote, it seems the Gardener had his entrances to the palace too, end quote. An additional lore room goes on to state that the Royal Gardener was no longer under the Crown's protection, and even made mention of the King's desire to burn the Arboretum to ash. Based on these details, it is possible that the King gained knowledge of this affair and sought to retaliate. It could also be due to the fact that the Royal Gardener was conducting strange experiments of his own that the King did not approve of. We can see evidence of this in the large glass bottles that contain human-plant hybrids inside. The Royal Gardener definitely had knowledge of the homunculi that the apostates had created as a result of their experiments. In the mausoleum, we can see a large mural that depicts the image of what seems to be the birth of a homunculus. This could be the first homunculus, or even the King's rebirth as a homunculus. However, details are fleeting, and this is merely speculation. It is most likely a depiction of a holy figure that is somehow tied to the apostates and their religious beliefs. The Royal Gardener's corpse can be found in the prisoner's quarters, along with a key to the Arboretum. Any subsequent visits to his final resting place reveal that the effects of the malaise had begun to transform the Royal Gardener, and all that's left is a note stating that he was suddenly alive again. It seems that the malaise had granted the Royal Gardener new life, albeit in an undead form. As he sought out a cure, he traveled to the morass where a priest administered a concoction using local herbs. Unfortunately, it only resulted in greater pain. In a desperate attempt to seek aid from the Queen's people, he traveled to the fractured shrines in hopes that the locals would be able to treat him. However, he was met with hostility, as they no longer recognized him due to the effects of the malaise. He trudged ever onward to the undying shores, where the apostates had conducted numerous experiments of their own, and traded precious samples with the necromancers, and in his exhausted state, retreated towards the lighthouse. He ended up taking refuge in the mausoleum, where his passion for all things flora would surface yet again. The Royal Gardener was no more. In his place was the aptly named Scarecrow, who would tend to his true loves until the fateful day he encountered the beheaded. And that's all for this video. Until next time, it's the Inhuman One signing out.